Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and today's video is going to be on the 7 mistakes I made as a young athlete, and we're going to start the video right now. This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab.
Reach your individual goals. You don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to quick. We break down your video. Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become.
All right, so this is going to be a tough video just because, obviously going back and thinking about the mistakes that I made, I really want to make this video to be able to hopefully help you guys out if you're watching this video and you're a young athlete and, are able to get value out of this video. Please share it just because, I think that there's a lot of people that end up not realizing the opportunities that are right in front of them. And, I know I made that mistake personally. And so I want to just go over some of the mistakes because, I hope it can help you. I've learned a lot from making mistakes, and I've also learned a lot from watching other people make mistakes or seeing other people make mistakes or even hearing about other people's mistakes. And because of that, I think I was able to progress in some ways a little bit faster. And so, yeah, today we're going to be going over 7 mistakes and stuff to kind of go through. I was hoping to not have so many mistakes as I was going through. I almost ran out of space. I was like, okay, 7 is enough. I don't want you guys to be bored by all my issues, all of the mistakes that I made as a young athlete. So first thing that I did is I believed my own hype, right? And this was my junior year. I had a successful junior year when I was in high school. Started to have colleges interested in me. I was not big. I was playing quarterback. I was not able to throw the ball far. I wasn't fast. But I still believed my hype, right? I thought that the world was much smaller than it actually was. Just started having these colleges interested in me, and it just got to my head. And so that would be, I would say the biggest mistake that I made is started to believe my own hype, made it so I didn't work out as hard. I thought that I was a lot better than I actually was, and it ended up biting me in, the rear end. That is something that I, really hope you guys do not do. That's definitely a mistake that I made. And, still to this day, I look back and just think like, what an idiot, and I hope you don't look back and look at yourself when you were in high school and think the same thing. Number 2 is I put popularity and, other people and what their influence was in front of my own goals. As I got older, I learned that, I'm a Pisces, and Pisces are very selfless, right? So we do a lot of things for other people, not always wanting to do things for ourselves. And that's even why I love doing this YouTube channel. But that ended up being, I didn't know that at the time, that was something that I need to be more aware of. Now I'm a little bit more aware of it, and I do, actively pursue things that, I want to do and that make me happy. But at that time, I wanted to be popular. I wanted to fit in, I wanted to be cool. And, now, and that defined me in a lot of ways, was being the cool guy, being able to, have all the friends and, chase the girls and all that type of stuff. So looking back on it again, it was a mistake, right? I put the popularity of these people that I really don't even have relationships now at 30 years old with at all, right? And now these people's opinions of me mattered so much. And I know at this time, a lot of people, you're naturally inclined to really want to be popular and want to fit in. And, what I would just say is, I love it. Try to be the most popular, best friend that you possibly can to people, but understand that your goals should be your priority, and where you want to go should be your priority, and don't put other things in front of that. All right. Number three thing is I prioritize video games over working out and studying, right? I think I'd be in a lot better position and a lot different position if I would have spent more time studying and, working out or working on my body or trying to understand my body or trying to understand, coverages, watching film, things like that, instead of playing so much Call of Duty, right? Like all the Call of Duty that I played in high school, I don't use that at all now at 30 years old, right? So, and if I would have worked out or if I would have studied more about my body, I would be so much further ahead now in, at 30. So the point being is try not to put video games too far up on the list. I know they're entertaining, I know they're fun, but by the time you get into your 20s, you're not going to want to play video games anymore. Some people still are into video games, and that's great, but a lot of people, if you're going to be an adult, take care of a family or run a business or something like that, you're really not going to have time for video games. And so right now, utilizing that time to help you in, studying or working out would be much more effective. And I think, for me, studying would have been great because I didn't have great study habits in college. So that really ended up being I had to really work a lot on getting over that, issue, that mistake that I made in not developing good study habits. So this is a great opportunity for you to be able to learn great study habits, for you to learn, how to move your body correctly and what are good stretches. And also when you're playing video games, a lot of times you snack, you eat bad foods. There's a lot of things that are not great about that. Number 4, I just didn't take care of my body, right? I would not sleep as much. I would put bad things in my body, nothing crazy, alcohol, weed, stuff like that. I would not always eat great. The big thing is just like, when you work out a lot and you're putting a lot of time and energy and effort into that, and I was still working out. I don't want to make it seem like I wasn't working out. I work out like an hour and a half, probably 5 hours a day, and then I have like the weekend camps and things that I would do. So, I put a lot of time into it, and we'd do 7-on-7s, but I didn't take care of my body as good as I could, right? I didn't always get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I would have a sleeping schedule that was very variable, right? So my body wasn't consistently getting the same sleep patterns. I would eat at different times all the time. I would not always eat good foods. And, at the same time, I'd expect to be able to improve my strength and improve my speed and improve my power. And that ended up, not working out. I didn't get very much more speed or more strength or more size, right? And I think a lot of that has to do with how I was taking care of my body. My body wasn't in an opportunity or in a position to be able to grow. And so you want to be aware of how much time you are taking every night to sleep, right? Put time away to be able to sleep. I'd play so many video games that my brain would always be so high functioning, I wouldn't be able to sleep for very long. And so make sure that you're aware of that. Don't stay up a lot being distracted by, now you have their phone as well, either your phone, video games, whatever. And then also eat well, hydrate. Like I'm at 30 years old, I feel better than I ever felt. And it's because of how good I eat and how much water I drink and what I consume on a daily basis and how I have a very consistent sleeping schedule. Like I know that ends up being such an important part. And if you can get that at 14, 15 years old, you're going to put yourself so much further ahead. And so, really focus on that. Really make that a priority. Taking care of your body, right? Like make sure that your goals and where you want to be in 5 years is what you're doing all the time. Because if you could do that, again, you're going to separate yourself. And I hope that you watching this put yourself in that opportunity or in that position to be able to separate yourself. Number 5, compared myself to others. I hear this a lot, right? Where, you go to a camp and you're like, oh yeah, this guy was here, he wasn't that impressive, or I was better than this guy, or this guy's a 4-star and he does this, that. I did this myself as well, compared myself to others. I'd go to camps, I would say, oh yeah, that guy's not that good, blah, 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 but he's got an offer from here, or he won this, and all that doesn't matter, right? Get the best out of today, right? For you. Again, take care of your body, get the right amount of sleep, study, do great in school, be a great person, be disciplined, and is able to persevere and has mental toughness and is a leader and shows up on time for class and can be depended on. Like those are the things that you got to develop now. Like that's what is important. If you are comparing yourself to another person, there's no happiness in that. There's no gratification that comes from that. Gratification comes from discipline. It comes from hard work. It comes from showing up every day and doing the things that you say you're going to do every single day. That's what it should be, your number one thing. That should be your number one concern. You can't control other people. You can't, if you could try to compare yourself to other people, then that's going to be how, then you become addicted to superficial gratification, right? Like that's not the way to live, in my opinion, right? I want to be able to live a life of discipline and be somebody that can be accountable, leader, somebody that is helpful and truthful and provides a platform to get great education for people. And so that's what I focus on, right? I don't want to compare myself to other people. I get ideas from other people and I learn from other people, but I don't compare myself to others. Number 6, did not utilize social media to build a following, right? When I was your guys' age, I could have started my YouTube channel. If I would have started my YouTube channel in 2008, 2009, who knows where it would have been. But yeah, use social media, guys. I mean, it is only gonna get bigger, right? I go and I look on people's profiles all the time, and you have 3 posts or 5 posts. And this is something I probably should do more personally myself. It gives me a little bit more motivation to do it. But I'm always posting on my business profile, but the point is that you want to be able to build a following, start to get people to see who you are and understand who you are and get to know your story and get to know what you're all about, because as time goes on, you can only utilize that for your gain. It's only going to be something that will help you. It will only make it so you can have a stronger network, a better network. Now I meet people all the time that they get jobs because of their network, and they have great opportunities because of their understanding of what's going on with social media and how to utilize the platforms to be able to build a business or be able to, better connect people or even make money for themselves, right? So utilize social media right now. Don't spend a lot of time consuming it. Utilize it as a tool for you to be able to, connect with coaches and get more followers and connect with other kids in the area, or connect with other people that play your position or whatever. Just utilize it, understand it, start to be familiar with it. Number 7, and this one ends up being one that hurt the most almost when I wrote it down. It's lowered my targets, right? Never lower your targets, guys. Keep your targets high, whatever it is. And first, you gotta have targets, right? We're starting off the new year, just in life. You should have goals. You should have things that you're going towards. So then you could show up every day with a degree of motivation of like, this is what I got to get done. This is what I got to get accomplished. This is what I'm going after. And then when you have those targets, keep those targets. If you want to be a Division I athlete, if you want to be an NFL athlete, if you want to be whatever, the starting quarterback, that's going to be your target. You got to go after that every day relentlessly. That's where Tom Brady is Tom Brady, because he's obsessed with it. There's nothing that will give him any degree of happiness the way that being a top, winning a Super Bowl, right? That's why he says the next one's my favorite ring, because winning a Super Bowl and the demands that puts on him as an athlete is where the happiness comes from, right? And I think that there's a lot of people here that are watching these videos. If you're watching right now still, for sure, I know you're competitive. I know you want to be great. I know you want to achieve at the highest level. Keep that same target, but now you have to carry out the action that is going to demand you to be able to get to that place, right? It's not going to be from all these other things. Popularity is not going to get you there. Video games are not going to get you there. Eating crappy food is not going to get you there. Comparing yourselves to others is not going to get you to the NFL. You have to be obsessed with your vision, your story, where it is that you're going to go, your road, and make sure that that's something that is always at the top of your mind and is part of every decision that you make every day. And if you can start to do that and start making that your number 1 priority, then the chances of you becoming a NFL athlete become greater and greater and greater. But every single day that you get further away, you don't take steps towards your goals, you don't take steps towards accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish, your chances get lower and lower, and it's already really low for you, right? If you are 15 years old, the likelihood of you going and playing in the NFL is very low. And that's just the reality of the situation. So, or the NBA or the whatever, MLB, I played football. So, that's why I'm giving a lot of football comparisons. But anybody that's watching this that can get any type of gain from it, it doesn't matter what sport it is, these mistakes that I made will still apply. So make sure that you keep whatever targets, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, keep those targets, keep chasing after them, keep those dreams high, and you'll be able to get there. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, go ahead and click that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, would love to hear those down below. And check out some of the programs. I'll have some of that down in the description. This isn't really a video that's going to sell the programs, but just to give you a little bit more about myself, my mistakes, some things that I did, and just try to help you guys out. So hope you enjoyed the video, and talk to you soon.